Welcome to the Sankofa Pan-African series. We travel through history's corridors, illuminating Afrocentric narratives. Support us through Patreon or by buying me coffee. Your subscription is a great start, but do hit the bell for notifications so you know when we have new episodes. Share our videos and visit our website sankofastorybooks.com for stories, biographies, Afrocentric nursery rhymes, and other resources for children. Together can change the negative narratives about us. While the UK and other developed nations are taking strides to ban cigarette sales and reduce smoking rates, companies like British American Tobacco, in collusion with irresponsible politicians and business Shylocks, continue to market their products in developing countries, especially in Africa and the Caribbean, aggressively. This situation raises serious ethical concerns about health priorities and economic exploitation in the context of globalization. The health implications of tobacco consumption are well documented. Smoking is a leading cause of numerous severe health issues, including lung cancer, heart disease, and chronic respiratory conditions. The World Health Organization, WHO, has classified tobacco use as a global epidemic, attributing over 8 million deaths annually to tobacco-related diseases. The public health impact is even more severe in Africa and the Caribbean, where healthcare systems are less robust. The aggressive marketing and sale of tobacco in these regions highlight a significant ethical dilemma, prioritizing profit over public health. Despite global initiatives and evidence-based campaigns aimed at reducing tobacco use, British American Tobacco and similar companies have been targeting markets in developing countries where irresponsible politicians have allowed less stringent regulation and public health programs less funded. This strategic shift not only undermines global health efforts, but also exposes populations in these regions to increased health risks. The presence of British American Tobacco in Africa and the Caribbean also underscores the darker facets of economic globalization. Please take a minute to check out British American Tobacco's website in your country. Like me, you might be shocked to find that no Nigerian is listed on their board of directors. Yet in many African and Caribbean nations, British American Tobacco's operations involve significant capital outflow, minimal reinvestment in local communities, and exploitation of local labor and resources. This economic footprint is disproportionate to the health costs incurred by local governments due to tobacco-related illnesses. The ethical concerns are compounded by the legislative double standards observed by tobacco companies. While the UK moves towards banning cigarette sales, a recognition of the severe health risks posed by tobacco, these companies pivot their focus towards more vulnerable markets. British American Tobacco's business strategies in Africa and the Caribbean are a clear example of how globalization fails to benefit developing countries. Instead of bringing prosperity and improvement, such operations often impose significant health and economic burdens. The operations of companies like British American Tobacco highlight a crucial need for stronger global governance of tobacco control, including harmonized global regulations to prevent companies from exploiting regulatory gaps, enhanced support for public health campaigns in developing countries, greater accountability for corporations undermining global health goals. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, the ethical operations of multinational companies must be scrutinized more rigorously. The case of British American Tobacco in Africa and the Caribbean is a poignant reminder of the need for an ethical re-evaluation of how products detrimental to public health are marketed globally. It calls for a unified approach to tobacco control that respects and protects every region's health and economic well-being, ensuring that the negative aspects of globalization are addressed and rectified. This is not merely a call for regulatory reform, but a demand for global justice and equality in health. Take action, your voice matters. As we strive to address the ethical challenges presented by the operations of tobacco companies like British American Tobacco in Africa and the Caribbean, it is crucial for individuals, communities, and governments to unite and demand change. Here's how you can make a difference. Educate yourself and others. Knowledge is power. Learn more about the impacts of tobacco on global health and share this information within your community to raise awareness. Support legislation. Advocate for stricter tobacco control laws in your country. Contact your local and national representatives and encourage them to implement and enforce regulations that curb tobacco sales and consumption and the activities of companies like British American Tobacco. Promote tobacco-free initiatives. Support or volunteer for organizations that work towards tobacco cessation and public health improvements. Your involvement can drive community-level changes. Hold corporations like British American Tobacco accountable. Engage in campaigns that target unethical practices of multinational corporations. Use social media platforms to spread the word and put pressure on companies like British American Tobacco to adopt more ethical business practices. Your actions, no matter how small, can contribute to a larger movement towards a healthier, more ethical world. Let's work together to ensure that the benefits of globalization are shared equitably and that public health is prioritized over profits. Join the fight against tobacco today and help protect the future of our global community.